A very good morning to our respected faculty members, our esteemed guests, and all the students gathered here today. I, Divya, alongside my co host Priyal, I'd like to warmly welcome on behalf of CSAR all to another session of our Masterclass series.
In our previous session, From Classroom to Startup Stories of Young Entrepreneurs, we explored how every successful journey begins with an idea, the courage to take the first step, and the determination to keep learning. We also learned that entrepreneurship is not just about starting a business, it is about identifying opportunities, thinking differently, solving problems, and creating value wherever you work.
Today, we take that conversation a step further by focusing on something that every student can develop an entrepreneurial mindset. No matter which career you choose, this way of thinking helps you become more confident, responsible, creative, and ready to face new challenges.
Whether you dream of working in a startup, a multinational company, a family business, the government sector, or even starting your own venture someday, organizations today look for people who take initiative, adapt to change, work well with others, and think beyond the obvious. These are the qualities that help professionals grow and succeed in today's fast changing world.
In today's session, we will explore how to take ownership of our work, think creatively to solve problems, build resilience during challenges, strengthen leadership and teamwork, make better decisions in uncertain situations, and understand why employers value people with an entrepreneurial mindset.
To help us understand these important qualities, we are privileged to have with us Mr. Aakash Khosla, Senior Associate Director, Human Resources at InsuranceDekho.com. With over a decade of experience across industries such as IT, ITES, EdTech, agriculture, manufacturing, textiles, e-commerce, and FMCG, Mr. Khosla has worked closely with people, teams, and organizations to build strong workplace cultures and develop future leaders.
An alumnus of Ford School of Management with master's degree in human resource management, he has extensive experience in talent management, talent acquisition, employer branding, organizational development, employee engagement, capability building, and many other areas of human resources.
A green belt and lean certified professional, Mr. Khosla is known for driving positive change, building strong relationships, and creating people first HR strategies that help organizations grow. His experience in understanding talent and leadership makes him the perfect person to share and how an entrepreneurial mindset can help students succeed in any career.
We are truly delighted to have him with us today and are confident that his experience and insights will inspire all of us to think differently, take initiative, and prepare ourselves for the opportunities that lie ahead.
Dear students, please join us in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Akash Khosla.
Thank you. Thank you for such a grand welcome. My name is Aakash. We'll have an hour session, and this will be a very interactive session. Could you all please get up for 10 seconds? Please wish your neighbor, shake their hands, and say good morning loudly. Even louder. Wonderful. Since majority of you have woken up, please take a seat now. All right. So trust me, this will not be a boring lecture. Uh, how many of you know what a startup is? You don't know what a startup is? Come on, just loosen out. How many of you know what a startup is? Show of hands. And how many of you do not know what a startup is? All right. So people who do not know what a startup is will understand what, how, when, where, and how soon can a startup be formed. This is my journey now that I will reflect upon, giving you my background. I did my bachelor's from Punjab University. I worked as a radio jockey. I worked as a presenter. I realized that I cannot earn money through that trade. So I did my master's. I did my MBA in HR through CAT examination, post which I have worked with approximately, if I'm not mistaken, around 5 organizations that have existed from the past 140 years to organizations which started 10 years back and have closed, and to organizations which are on the rise. First of all, everyone understands what an entrepreneur is? Yes, no, maybe. The first part is very important, and that is you don't need a company to think like an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is all about solving problems. You solve each problem of yours throughout the day without even realizing. That's the best part. Some people build by starting something of their own, and that too from zero. Others build by creating something new inside a team, a club, or a company that already exists. A lot of you might feel that, I do not have more ideas. Everything is captured. You have food aggregators, you have cab aggregators, you have OTTs, you have all the social media platforms. So मैं idea लेकर कहाँ से आऊँ? कौन सा idea? And the funny part is, every single hour of the day, there are ideas that come to your head, but you kind of ignore it. It's important for you to first notice a gap, then take a first step, and then trust in your abilities, right? A lot of you sitting over here, I'm 100% sure you really do not know where your life will lead you to. Majority of you have joined this course or whatever course that you are a part of because your peers were joining or someone guided you. Within you, what you want to do, what you want to express your views on, something that is really close to your heart. My view and my understanding is that throughout the journey of yours, this idea gets lost somewhere, and we are going to find that idea. Okay? There's a difference between a founder. A founder is someone who starts from absolutely zero. Then there are builders, again, a sort of an entrepreneur who create something new inside an ecosystem, inside an organization that already exists, a committee, a startup, or a company. And like I said, it's been 11 years of watching what actually make things work. I started my journey with, and I'll come to that also later on, but yeah. So I started my journey back in 2012, where I did a field executive job. It was a field sales role, which I did, wherein I was selling courses for an organization by the name of Career Launcher, where I realized that I need to grow in life. I started taking competitive exams. Post competitive exams, my journey started post MBA. 2016 is when I started with Genpact. Genpact is a global ITES firm listed in New York Stock Exchange. I worked there for 3 years and realized that I wanted to work for an Indian company. And this is how the mindset of the youth these days as well is. that what do I want to do? I'm bored of it. Now let's do something which is more fruitful. So 2019 is when I started with Godrej. Like I said, Godrej, a 140-year-old organization, worked there for 1.5 years, again got bored. I thought, let's do something even more exciting, interesting. And post which I joined a startup. I'm sure a lot of you know about that startup. The startup's name was Byju's, right? Has anyone over here not heard Byju's? Right? So I started working with Byju's, and Byju's got all the funding around 2019-20. They were building systems, they were building regions, and they had asked me to set up the entire HR machinery within the north of India. So I worked with Byju's. I exactly learned in 2 years what a startup should not do. And that was my biggest learning, that how a startup which raised 50,000 crores of funding. Everyone understands what a funding is? So when I have an idea, I pitch it to people who have money, that please give me money. Those people are called investors. I pitch my idea, the investors like the idea, and the investors give me some money to operate. Byju's asked for 50,000 crores and they were given 50,000 crores. And now the company is bankrupt, right? They literally burned 50,000 rupees. That's the magnitude. They changed the entire ecosystem of a startup. How investors trust founders, they changed the entire thought process. And that was a learning for me as well for 2 years. Post which I joined a manufacturing company, worked there as a chief people officer. I thought that excitement nahi aa raha jeevan mein. So I joined another startup. That startup's name is InsuranceDekho, which is a competitor of Policy Bazaar. It's been almost 3 years. I have built systems from scratch. I have hired close to 4 to 5,000 people over the past 3 years. The company is going to go public in the month of March or April. That's how far the company has come. They are also hosting InsuranceDekho Cup, India versus Sri Lanka series, which is starting on 15th of August. People who follow cricket, that's the InsuranceDekho Cup. From a company which was only 300 people old, we are close to 4,000 people and going public. So, nothing now baffles me. Nothing now bothers me because I've seen almost everything in these 11 years. And I'm sure people with 20, 25, 30 years of experience also step onto this stage, talk to you guys. But today is going to be a bit different because it's not going to be boring, right? The entrepreneurial journey, and this will be the last about me. In the entire 11 years, I have been promoted thrice. Less than 12 months is my fastest promotion. 5 workplaces is what I have achieved working in. And the funny part is, during my masters, and the professors will obviously look at me with a stern eye, I had the lowest CGPA in the entire batch. My professor told me, your CGPA, your percentage is directly proportional to where you land in life. I could have got bogged down. I could have said that that's depressing to hear. I do not want to hear that. But what I did was something different. I said, maybe subject knowledge wise, I have the lowest CGPA. But what do I understand the best? I understand people. I understand emotions. Maybe bookish knowledge is not for me, but I exactly know and I exactly can read an individual. Now I can confidently say, but 11, 12 years back, I had this ability to converse with people, to talk to them, to become their friend. And that is the profession that I choose at the end of the day, right? Now, before we start on the entire agenda for the day, this is a very interesting uh, slide coming up. I'm going to list down 6 organizations, companies, startups on the page, and then we'll do a vote. How many are real and how many are fake? And just be with me. Do not Google. Do not use your smartphones. All right. So there was a company by the name of Juicer. What they did, they were selling a Wi-Fi juicer and they gave packets. So for example, I need an orange juice. They will sell a juicer which can be connected with Wi-Fi, does not need electricity. And they used to give their own packets of orange concentrate that you put in that juicer, take out the juice, right? How many of you feel that this is a genuine company? Genuine? Say genuine. Fake? Though, how many of you feel it's a genuine company? How many of you feel it's a fake company? Just say, I mean, we'll get to know from the room. We'll read the room. So this is a genuine company. All right. They raised $120 million. $120 million is close to 800 crores. Investors gave them 800 crores. When this company was widely available to the people, people realized that the packet that they got, if they squeezed it through their hands, the amount of juice that came was more than the Wi-Fi juicer. It spread globally and the company is now shut down. A startup idea, which was insane, raised 800 crores. How many of you want to raise 800 crores here? 1, 2. So I see 2 founders. The rest of you want to work for them? Third one. Second company. Very interesting. The company's name is the one-word app, Yo. So I have an app. You have an app. We are both connected through the friend system over the apps. The only thing that I can send you and you can send me are 2 words, which is yo. So I open the app, I send yo. You open the app, you send yo. Even this idea got sold. They did not raise 800 crores, but they managed to raise almost, imagine how much? Almost 10 to 12 crores. They built an app which only said yo. And I'm not making these companies. The next is nap sharing app. So I want to take a nap. I will watch digital napping. There are people employed by this company. Is this genuine or fake? Genuine or fake? You all are just sleeping. It is a fake company. Now pay attention on the 4th company. 4th is a boring one. 5th, let's go 5th. Cats on the blockchain. So if I'm a cat lover, I can buy a digital cat. Right? There is a company that is selling digital cats. And the best part is, I can crossbreed 2 cats also, and create a third digital cat as well. How many of you feel this is genuine or fake? This is a genuine company. And this still exists, by the way. They also raised close to around 50, 60 crores till now. So the company actually started making less money when the NFT, everyone understands what's an NFT? So NFT is your non-fungible token, which you probably can buy. So for example, any of you can create an artistic picture, put it on websites, and that will be your NFT. And if a millionaire likes it, they can buy it. So that's NFT. So even this company existed, Cats on the blockchain. The empty gift box. So this company was offered 650,000 US dollars on Shark Tank. What they did? It's your birthday. I want to send you a present. I will send you a present. It'll be iPhone 17 Pro, 18 Pro Max. But that'll be only the box, nothing inside. They were only selling boxes. Is this genuine or fake? Everyone has Google now. This is a genuine organization, imagine. Their only task is to send prank boxes. Boxes which has nothing in them. Now you understand how crazy these ideas can be. This one is a boring idea which we all have seen, corner store in a box. These are basically vending machines that we all have everywhere. They raised $2.5 million, but they shut down because of the emotional outrage. In one of the countries where they started, there was emotional outrage that you do not think about the shopkeepers. You should not have vending machines. People do not interact with humans now. So this company shut down. Now imagine, of these 6 companies, 3 to 4 you guys felt were fake. But that's the kind of mindsets founders have. All right. That's the ability each one of you needs to start working on. And I don't want to tell you people that you all should be founders. But it's all about problem solving at the end of the day. You see a problem, you fix that problem. What did Uber do? What did Ola do? What did Swiggy, Zomato do? Right? They solved problems one after the other. What did Meesho does, Flipkart does? All these are startups. The only thing that they are doing is solving problems. A friend of mine was coming from US or Canada, one of these countries, and he was really shocked when I showed him there are 7 apps that deliver almost everything to me. There is an onion that I can delivered. There's a peeled onion that I can get delivered. Because in India, we have such brilliant minds that almost everything is getting solved instantly. Spotting opportunities, taking the first steps, that's what is the main part. All right. You spot an opportunity. And you don't have to go even far. You spot an opportunity in your college. Right? And try solving that. That's how the entrepreneurial bent of mind can be. Everyone knows who Ritesh Agarwal is. Do you know how he founded Oyo? I mean, for people who do not know, it's right here. As a teenager, and when I say as a teenager, as a 16, 17-year-old, he traveled throughout India and just figured out a basic thing. That basic rooms are not available with clean towels, clean sheets, and clean ecosystem. He did not do anything out of the ordinary. He got all these rooms on one platform. He got all these accommodations on one platform and started Oyo, right? Everyone has heard of Meesho. What did Meesho do differently? So I'll ask one of you. I'll probably ask you. Yeah. Okay, I'll ask you. Why do people shop from Meesho a lot and Flipkart and Amazon sales went down?
Sir, in Meesho, it's like we have when we did not have the online shopping portals. At that time, we had this, Monday market, Sabji Mandi, where all the things are really cheap. And there are a lot of audience in India who don't, the quality doesn't matter too much, but the price matter a lot. So I think Meesho is something that is acting on that particular manner in the online platforms. Yeah.
Yeah, to an extent, yes. And I'll give you a very simple example. If at Amazon I want to buy a charger, there are listed sellers, right? There are listed sellers who have large shops. Now, for example, if you have a small outlet or you just have stuff at your home that you want to sell, where do you go? You go to Meesho. Why? Because A, you do not have inventory cost. A 500 rupee charger is getting sold at Meesho for 140, 150
Yes.
rupees, right? What is the problem they fixed? They fixed a simple problem that you can get cheaper stuff from local manufacturers on a global platform, right? Meesho also raised money. Meesho is also now a large organization with a funding which spans in crores, if not more, right? While figuring out what went wrong, while they were obviously, doing their research, they noticed something very ordinary. Small sellers and homemakers were already running businesses over WhatsApp. So a WhatsApp business got pushed online, right? That's the power of having a startup mindset. And every idea needs a team. How many of you feel that an individual or two individuals can build a company? How many of you feel? How many of you feel that they need a team? Okay, you tell me. Why does a startup need a team?
Everyone has their pros and cons, like the thing they are good at and the thing they are bad at. So a team helps that stabilize that if I'm good at something and bad at something, the other person will be good at the thing that I am bad at. So they will help me collectively to build something. 1 or 2% can start something, but at the end of the day, it needs a whole team for a greater outlook.
Absolutely right. I think a round of applause for this gentleman. I think it's very important for each individual sitting here. How many of you want to get employed with an employer, with an organization over here? Raise of hands. How many of you want to work for a company? Raise your hands. And how many of you? Okay, we have more people coming in. Okay, how many of you want to start a company? Let me ask. And how many of you have thought about an idea which you feel will do well? How many of you? Okay, interesting. Please tell me your idea.
Nowadays it's
What's your name?
my name is Hriday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a student of MBA here in
All right.
NCU. Yeah, so I have thought of doing a dairy business, not just an ordinary dairy business, but ahimsa. So we would get milk from cows, but not in the way that the cows get slaughtered. We care about the values of cultures and religions that are practiced in India, and we want that we can give this ahimsa milk at a good cost to everyone. And so
No, fair enough. Fair enough. I think it's a good.
basically the plan is to get get to be a company like Mother Dairy or Amul. Yeah, it's
Okay.
difficult, but
No, no. Yes, I mean your idea of safeguarding the cows while extracting the milk uh, is a generous one, but how realistic it is?
and one thing I want to add is that those who would not be interested in ahimsa, there are many people who eat beef and all. So I would want to generate that need, that I want to tell them, I want to make them aware that drinking someone's milk is not just an ordinary thing. It's a thing, it's a relation of mother and a child.
Very noble idea.
Thank you.
You tell me. Yeah, a round of applause.
So in this digital world and a lot of distractions coming up, and when I see that even a 3-year-old kid is using a mobile phone, so I wish to make a second YouTube and a second Google for the kids till 18.
You want to make
A second YouTube and a second Google for the youngsters till 18. They need to have a separate digital device, because I don't think the Google and YouTube that we use, it is made for the kids who are on their career track.
But I think they have YouTube Kids section.
They have YouTube Kids section, but that's only for kids like till 4 to 5, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. One more hand I saw here. Yeah, please. It's interesting to know these startup ideas that are coming through.
I want to build something for like psychology student. We don't have really great opportunities for internships, and so I want to build a platform like more like a offline company where I can provide internships almost free or at a very low cost so that students can afford it.
Was that an entrepreneurship idea or was that a message to your college?
No, it was an idea and a message to our country, basically.
No, that's interesting. Round of applause here, please. Okay, so these three ideas are good, and I appreciate the fact that you are thinking on those, or you have started thinking on those lines. Anyone else has a crazy startup idea? None of you? I see those three girls. Please share your ideas.
Sir, I have my name is Sparsh, and
Wonderful.
not an idea, but I see a gap between the education. For me as a fresher of the first year, there are the many lot of exposure we needed as a CS student to know what we should learn by the end of the fourth year of our 2030. We get graduated and get employed. Like in this the way of the fast changing era, the education needs a shift as well. We are in this country, in many colleges are just providing like the theoretical stuff, but we need a shift from theory to a practical learning. So and many beside this there is a sort of, I guess, a lack of exposure. Even though the serious kids, serious students, they are just like no don't know many stuffs like RAG, LLMs and all, which have come to the new AI era. They just stuck with the Python, C++ and DSA, but there are other things to explore and know as well. So a platform that can give them the knowledge and all that can guide through all of this. will have a a less effort to be a direction effort which they can get the output.
Wonderful, wonderful. A round of applause, please. I said a crazy startup idea. None of you, none of the hunt. Oh, okay. I'll come to you after her.
First of all, good morning, sir. I'm Dipti Yadav. I have a crazy idea. Like we people, I'm trying to make an app जहाँ पर जो भी हमारी saving account है, like 25% like हमें savings करनी है, so directly उस saving account में चली जाए. The particularly like 8% spent there. So जो भी directly हमारी जो भी income है, वो shift हो जाए and जो भी हमारी होते circumstances इन सब में help कर सके. जो भी backup बनाना है, like I'm trying to make it with C++ right now. That's quite complicated. And जो ये saving amount है यहाँ पर like more than 50 to 60% population manage नहीं कर पाती अपनी savings को कि कैसे spend करना है. So this will be, I guess, a great idea.
I think that's a good idea. She wants to take all your money, which is wonderful. I have worked with a similar founder in the past. Last, there was a lady over there. Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Morning,
Sir,
ma'am.
sir, my idea is to work in the quantum hardware realm. So, just how the ancient computers, the big heated room size computers, were shrink to these small modern devices, our phones and laptops that we use today. So, my target is to design the existing or rebuild the existing quantum computers that only the big giants like IBM and Google have the access to run experiments on, and make them accessible to the general public. While they are not meant to fully replace the classical computers that we are using, but I want to build them or design them to serve their purpose better and find new applications for them.
A round of applause. That's a very good idea, and I'm sure you should work on the framework of
Yes,
this.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Moving on, guys. So I think the one of the key elements that we have seen, or one of the common things that every individual sitting over here will correlate to, is the fact that everyone has faced challenges, obstacles. It's all about how do you overcome them, because you become a better person than them, than the previous version of yours that was. All right. And when I say failures, I want to point out to one startup which every one of us has been using religiously, and that is Paytm. Vijay, who founded Paytm, long before he started Paytm, he built a content website in his college, and he sold it for about almost $1 million. And $1 million is again 9 crores. So he built a website, he sold it, right? He moved on to the next venture. He did not stop over there. He moved on to the next venture, which nearly broke him because that venture failed. And if you read his articles, he started almost 6 to 7 ventures and all of them failed, right? Do I see a pattern? I do see a pattern over here, but a pattern of putting in the effort, right? Not caring about the results. And there were months where he has gone on to record to say that, he could not afford rent, he could not do odd jobs, and he even did not know if he could pay the electricity bill of his office, right? The exact struggle is what pushed him towards something simpler and more essential, away for Indian ordinary citizens to pay for things on their phone. That idea became Paytm, which all of you have been using. It's a simple lesson. The first fix that doesn't work isn't proof that the idea is bad. So, for example, your milking the cow idea might fail, but that doesn't mean that you start contemplating your mind to not think for more ideas, right? Oh, please tell me. Please tell me more ideas. We want to listen to your ideas.
Sir, one more idea is I'm not very sure about it. It's very difficult to apply. We need investors for that, but
You'll need investor for everything.
everything, but especially for this. That the other one is though still what I can start with my own investments, but this one is a little that we would really need investors. So there's a problem with us is that whenever we want study loans, we always need a co-borrower. So I want to create a startup that offers people to get loans without a co-borrower, without anyone to take risk on their behalf. We trust them that there would be a system on which we can trust them that they are ready for getting a student loan, and we will provide them with loans for their education. And and there would be a flexible way to pay back the loans, and when they will be able to pay back, we will where we can get a profit is that we will do charge more from the loans, because it is a risky investment on a student. But here, yeah, that's it.
Got it. So you want to open a bank. That's your
Yeah,
startup
yeah,
idea.
it's like that.
Wonderful, wonderful. So that's a good idea, but if it's feasible, because see, whenever you guys think of an idea, whenever you guys think of something which you want to start, please understand you're taking money from someone. You have to return that money also. All right. So what you said is good, but in the real life, both your previous idea and your this idea, and that's my personal take, that it needs a lot of thought through. Why? Because your investor will say, I'm giving you 50 crores. When will you give me 70, 80 crores back? Right?
That's why this idea had kept for the second time.
Wonderful, wonderful. A round of applause for this gentleman. It takes a lot of courage to share thoughts, and I really appreciate that. Please have a
Thank
seat.
you,
Yeah.
sir.
So, a simple question. What breaks first when things move fast? The plan or the people running it? What do you feel, guys? The plan or the people running it? People running it breaks first? Wonderful. And we'll come to the answer. So, in every fast moving team that I've been part of, the honest answer has always been people that break first, right? The plan will always be on paper, but at the end of the day, it is the souls, the blood of the people who are putting in efforts day in, day out. And it's not from lack of skill, but from lack of support built at the same speed as the growth. The founder will say that I want to make 10 crores in the first year, right? But at what expense? The speed of growth is immense. But are people really willing to support that growth? So for you, if you are a part of startup, it's important for you to realize your mental well-being is of primary importance. And if you are building a startup, it's important for you to realize that people are the DNA, are the soul and blood of the startup, right? And setbacks rarely show up as one big failure. They show up as quiet exhaustion nobody flagged in time. All right. And I would not want you to write down, but just think about it. You know, recently, over the past 2 months, think about things that did not go as per plan. It can be anything, an exam, an internship interview. I will just take 2 or 3 answers from people who failed over the past 3 months, and what do you feel you could have done differently? And I can't believe that none of you failed. It's important for you to share how and when or what you failed in, right? So just take 30 seconds, think about it, and share your experience, because it'll help us build to the last charter of this presentation. All right, he's ready.
So, sir, in the last few months, everyone, most of us had our CUET exams, and for mine, the seats were in Agra. And as I live with my father, I could not go there and attend the exams because it was in a very odd time, in like 13, 19, and 30. So I think that was one of my biggest flop, because if I could have given the exam, I think I would love to have the experience of that type of exams. That from my side.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. One more. One of you had raised the hands. So who else failed over the past 30 days in something or the other?
So the previous week when our college started, I had maintained this habit of like I'll wake up early every single day, even on Saturdays and Sunday. But yesterday, no, day before yesterday, it was Sunday, and I did not keep up to that. So yeah, I did not make it
It's a
in
very
time.
sweet failure,
Yeah.
right? It's not a failure per se. When you step into the real world, failures will come across as something which are unprecedented. All right. Moving on. So now we move on to the skills and mindset that really matters. It's important for you guys to understand this, okay? And we'll just look at these elements. In every organization that I've worked, I've seen top performers, all right? 11 years, every year looking at 200 top performers. What is it that is common between them? First, ownership, all right? Treat problems as yours before anyone assigns them to you, all right? It's important for you to take ownership of everything and anything that you are a part of. Data first instinct. Look at what's actually happening. All right. Do you take feedback from people, but it's important for look at data sets. Resilience. Your first fix will often be wrong. Reiterate. Do not abandon. Okay. Think about it. Focus, because I'm sure every single one of you sitting over here can overcome any challenge if you have the right mindset. Adaptability, one of the key aspects of an individual really doing well in life, because the more agile you are, the more adaptable you are, leaders trust you with that instinct. And last but not the least, people first execution. Every idea you build is used by humans, not spreadsheets. All right. You might put something on an Excel, Word document, or a PowerPoint, but at the end of the day, every individual needs to understand that people are getting impacted by one thing or the other. So 5 things, and this is the last segment of my PPT. 5 things that you need to try this year. First, start before you feel ready. Join a club or a committee this semester, this year, even if you're not sure you're qualified yet. All right. It's important for each and every student sitting out here to step out of their comfort zone, because trust me, the world outside will not give you a second chance. It is imperative for everyone sitting here to realize A, you're in the best phase of your life, B, the outside world will test you a lot. And how do you come through? By sticking to those 5 principles that we just spoke about and starting early. And the ones who really want to have that founder's mindset, it's important that you pick one unglamorous problem, right? Notice something which is mildly annoying near you or even in the campus. That annoyance is your data point, not a complaint. Build on that. Maybe you start an entrepreneur club over here, or there is an entrepreneurship club over here which you can be a part of and can really do well. Treat failure as a data point. You will fail. You will fail for 10, 15 times. That's absolutely fine. But that is a stepping stone for you to go to the next level. Ask for feedback. It's important. The way you seek feedback, the way you work on your feedback, you become a better person the next day, and that's what matters. You becoming better than your existing version day by day. Last but not the least, build a real network, not a contact list. Every single person sitting over here, if there are around 100 odd individuals, please understand, if I was an individual over here, I will have a network with each one of you. Because you never know where your network might lead you to, or where you might need someone to solve your problems. Because a founder's mindset is that the network is immense, right? On the speed dial, they'll have 100 odd individuals that they would have spoken to over the past 6 months. That's what you need to do. You need to network and not only have contacts. So you don't need a company to start building. You need a problem worth solving. A first step you're willing to take before you feel ready, and the patience to fix version which did not work is something that will get you ahead of the rest. Thank you so much, everyone over here. It was indeed a pleasure sharing thoughts. If some of you might have questions, we have had a very interactive session. Are there any questions you want me to answer? Oh, wonderful. I have. Oh, sure. Let's take it out offline. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such an insightful session. As a token of our gratitude and appreciation, I now invite Mr. Vikas Narula to present a memento to our esteemed guest.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable experiences and inspiring us with your thoughts on leadership, innovation, and the importance of developing an entrepreneurial mindset. Your words have encouraged us to take initiative, keep learning, and prepare ourselves to become confident and future ready professionals.
On behalf of the Career Services and Alumni Relations and all the students present here, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Aakash Khosla for taking the time to be with us today. Sir, it has been an absolute privilege to learn from your experiences. We now request all our faculty members and coordinators to kindly join us on the stage for a group photograph with our esteemed guest. Thank you, everyone.